Hello everyone, my name is Vlas. I'm a PhD student at the University of Illinois, and our row submission is the iTrace Deja Vu tool. And the goal of the tool is to basically address a performance issue that happens during eye tracking data collection. So here's a quick overview of how that happens. So during the study, you'd have an eye tracker. The eye tracker generates screen coordinates of where the participant is looking. So in this case, we're looking at this point on screen. And then those screen coordinates need to be processed to file coordinates. So in this case, we're looking at the XML processor file, and the specific point we're looking at is the 11th line and the 16th column. But what happens is there's a major bottleneck on this conversion step. So converting screen coordinates to file coordinates takes a lot of computation time. And this creates a bottleneck that limits the potential speed of this data collection. So the eye tracker would be operating very quickly, but this data would be collected slower. And the key idea behind the Deja Vu tool is, what if the lookups could be performed after, sort of as a post-processing step? That's the idea behind the Deja Vu method. So what you can do is you can replay the operating system state. So during a study, the state of the operating system goes through some steps, transitions. So for example, a user might look at a different point on screen. So that's a gaze data is received, right? So then maybe the user clicks for mouse and they open a different file. And then they might scroll through a file, and then so on and so on. And these events could be recorded and stored and later replayed. So if we start off at the same position, we're now storing these files. Now they can be replayed. So first we replay the gaze, then we replay the mouse click, the scroll, and so on. So now this whole study is a complete an accurate recreation of a previous one. And the cool thing about this is that now the time in between events could be regulated and changed. So previously, for example, there was maybe, let's say, a millisecond time for processing this gaze, but now that could be slowed down. So now you have 1,000 times more time to do it. So 1 second. And yeah, so you can slow down an unlimited amount to allow time for computation. And we implemented this method in a tool called Deja Vu. And so it's split into two executables. So the first part is the recording stage. So what this program does is it records all of those events and it stores them in an event file. So we'll take a look at the types of events that are possible. So for keyboard events, it stores key presses, and it differentiates between when the key was pressed down and when it was released. And it does the same thing for the mouse buttons. And for a mouse, it stores the cursor movements and scrolls. And the scrolls are sort of interesting because they are represented by a number, and the number is amount scrolled. And depending on whether the number is negative or positive, it shows which direction the user scrolled. And then the gaze data is also stored. So now all of those events are stored, and now they can be replayed by the replay tool. Replay has several options for the pause. And yeah, but you can configure the type of pause that happens. We go more into detail about the types of pauses in the paper. And then we evaluated this tool. So previously, because of a bottleneck, over 41% of the points were lost. But because in a Deja Vu study, the replay could be slowed down, it was slowed down to a point where 0% of the points were lost. And For more details about this, check out our talk we'll be giving, I think this Friday at the conference, and also check out the paper. And I guess closing notes, this research was made possible by the National Science Foundation. If performing eye tracking studies sounds appealing to you, check out the iTrace webpage. Once DejaVu is fully integrated into the iTrace ecosystem, it'll be released there. And if you want to mess around with DejaVu right now, there's a Zenodo link to the executables. And if you have any questions, please contact me at this email. So, any questions?